Assuming you return to like the gold rush of the 1800s in San Francisco, individuals that brought in the cash were the stage empowering agents, correct? They were the ones that sold the picks, the digging tools, the skillet, and the pants, correct? Also, that is where Levi Strauss was conceived. The same similarity, the equality in that relationship today, is NVIDIA on the grounds that we should discuss NVIDIA once more. At the end of the day, you own it. So I ought to see that large grin all over. Is it making no sense to you? Or does this check out? No, I would rather not sound extremely repetitive. However, from a characteristic worth premise, it's truly difficult to get to $3 trillion. All things considered, however, in the event that you were planning the ideal energy organization without any preparation, NVIDIA would be it. Furthermore, you have an extraordinary story. A president who keeps up with the account, no interruptions, can live up to assumptions in the present moment, since they've set the game up, and you have a market that adds to the blend. All in all, I believe that you're seeing one of the extraordinary energy plays ever playing before you, NVIDIA, in light of the fact that they are the prevailing pick and digging tool supplier. So the inquiry is, indeed, what are we going to utilize these picks and digging tools to make? Is it true that we will see as gold? What's more, I think the inquiry is hazy. Where will that gold be found? Will it be found within a major tech organization, or will it be tracked down within a startup? Assuming you look within where these assets are being utilized within huge tech, it is to singe the earth on the financial worth of enormous models totally. Furthermore, I believe that is extremely really great for each of the new companies that come after it. Anyway, what do I mean by this? You know, we were all so folded over the hubbub about talk to GPT, and afterward GPT by and large. And presently, assuming that you take a gander at the nature of Llama, the Llama 2, essentially, these enormous organizations have chosen no, we're about to make this multitude of models incredibly great, very helpful, and extremely free. Thus, a ton of the assets are going there to sponsor, monetarily finance, and by suggestion, financially obliterate the worth of that classification. That will be really great for new companies. Thus, the inquiry is, what will you then expand on top of these semi-free, practically free devices? Thus, one region that I have been taking a gander at for some time is in computational science. I feel that cut that you're discussing was simply me conversing with Oren Z, just around the capacity to register enormous, complex spaces with varied data. It's not. Today is an extremely challenging errand, yet tomorrow, in an artificial intelligence model that you can prepare, you can in a real sense describe each and every subatomic change you could envision. You join it with something like AlphaFold, and you can comprehend protein collapsing, and out of nowhere, you can consecutively begin to assemble apparatuses that could hypothetically give you a lot higher likelihood speculating for explicit mixtures that could really fix sickness. An alternate variant of that is an organization that myself and a couple of others began. I tweeted that out, which is more in the material science space. And we've had a few pretty significant forward leaps there, which is truly about attempting to design cutting-edge battery materials. And we have one up-and-comer that could be progressive in the event that it ends up working. We don't have the foggiest idea yet. However, there are a few positive signs. Thus, there are a portion of these green shoots. Thus, my point of view is that a great deal of the cash that NVIDIA makes today will be cash very much spent in light of the fact that it'll be going to the huge folks, enormous tech in addition to Tesla. They are then going to make some truly fundamental stage advances with it, whether it's Dogo, whether it's FSD, whether the full stage within Tesla is the cameras, in addition to the deduction, in addition to the preparation for all types of actual world connection, whether it's a Llama 2. And that stuff will be all offered basically, I think, open source, semi-free to the environment throughout the following couple of years. And I feel that will be a truly significant second, which will make many new organizations doing truly shrewd and cool things. So we haven't yet seen the huge breakout organization yet. Thus, I feel that at the present time, the majority of this capex is going to the large folks. However, the profits of practically everything that these enormous folks are doing will be seen over the course of the following couple of years in the new businesses that begin in the following 4 or 5 years. Jensen Huang is talking at CES on January the 6th, So not that a long way from now. You truly need to. The last time he's finished, I have hardly any familiarity with this, Weiss. The last multiple times he's done this, he got out and about in New York, not very far in the past, and the stock took off. He talked at the Goldman Communicopia gathering that I was at, and he discussed request being, I failed to remember the word that he utilized. However, essentially was proposing it's fantastic, and the stock was up after that occasion considerably as well. He has had a special capacity to move thus, in the event that you pull from an exchanging move, you can play it. The offers won't exchange down after he talks, except if it climbs, especially into January 6th, in assumption for his discourse. That's what my point is. In the event that you own the stock, it will irrelevantly affect it in light of the fact that, as you see, the stock has exchanged down since those occasions, so that is not motivation to get it. See, I wrestle with this since, considering what they charge for their chips, and given the wallet that Meta, Microsoft, Google, and so on all have, and how they're all focusing on the assembling of their own chips, coincidentally, utilizing the equivalent fabs that Jensen Huang utilizes, which is generally Taiwan Semi. There's a major motivator there. Just like they need to fabricate their own fabs to create these chips, they should simply find limits somewhere else, and they fabricate a cutthroat. They're not actually doing that. When it's all said and done, they are doing that. No, as per an innovation consultancy firm called OMD, Microsoft requires 2 times as numerous NVIDIA computer-based intelligence chips as the tech rivals. That is as per the present monetary times. Microsoft purchased 485,000 of NVIDIA's container chips this year. That put Microsoft a long ways in front of NVIDIA's next greatest U.S. client, which is Meta, which purchased about around 50% of that sum. Right? I'm not saying they're not accepting at this point. I'm not saying their chips right presently are cutthroat with NVIDIA. I'm saying there's a tremendous motivating force to construct chips, plan chips that are serious, and that, as a matter of fact, is the thing they're doing. So when will that begin hitting NVIDIA's interest? Any inquiry? I think inside the following year. It's very conceivable, especially when you have Taiwan Semi opening up another office in Japan that will give them limit. That is a main problem, so. And incidentally, Samus, NVIDIA as well, with their gaming chips that no one could contact, that became similar to a Goonie bird on them since they're easing back region development. So Simis don't have this kind of headway remaining before others for eternity. Okay, despite the fact that we saw each wave will bring greater limit. But on the other hand, we should not fail to remember the product to run these GPUs is actually the canal that NVIDIA likewise has. Joe, look, most recent a half year, the energy for NVIDIA is essentially level. You score it a 0. That is the very thing it is. You pulled the focal point back throughout the course of recent months. On a size of 1 to 10, it actually scores as an 8, so that is on the grounds that the peripheral purchaser is now in there too. You can suggest that case, anything the contention could be, that is the real force score in the close to term. To your point, the 20-day, I'd call it a -2 as of now. So in all actuality, what's happening? You have weighty hypothesis throughout the past month. You have the choices market driving the real stock cost. There's truly not been a lot of as far as principal decay revealed in any of the profit reports over the last 8 quarters. Toward the finish of February, you'll hear the following report. Might the stock move at some point bring down from here? Truly, will it? I believe it's right now in a reach where it's fundamentally $10 up, $10 down, and watch out for the choices market, since that is heading to let you know the path they're heading to attempt to stick it. Coincidentally, last week, there was a story out that recommended, as a result of the stock's decay, which has surely dominated to the disadvantage any of the other Uber covers, individuals will awaken in 2025 and understand that they were unintentionally underweight the stock since it's gone down a pack, which will prompt stacking up once more to get to the right size of position. All things considered, I think we keep on zeroing in on this thought of focus and hazard relief in your portfolio. We've jabbered about portfolio development throughout the course of recent months as it connects with this stock specifically. I feel that you returned to early August on NVIDIA stock, and you saw a truly fascinating and open door. On the off chance that you weren't in that frame of mind around then to have the option to add to it, I would concur with you. I think what individuals will be taking a